There are plenty
and in
of
fact, let me
possibilities.
put that question that you've raised, K.C. Singh, to Maiza Hamid. She's a member of the National Assembly from the PMLN who's joining us now. Commodore G.J. Singh, before I come across to you. Maiza Hamid, the thing is that it's a test of your Prime Minister's intent. He had said not too long ago, after the December 16th attack, that every last terrorist will be weeded out. Then what were these men, these 4 men in a boat which had explosives, which was ultimately blown up, doing sneaking into Indian waters? How were they allowed to come into Indian waters by your authorities?
I think the popular sentiment right now is that Pakistan is countering terrorism from inside, and we have so many borders to cover also, and at the same time India is attacking us and counter-attacking us. I don't know why, with words and with actions also on the line of control. So I feel that, right now, instead of showing support, which I feel that with words they do, but with actions it does not show.
Ma'am, what kind of support are you expecting if you have people being smuggled into our waters? What kind of support are you expecting, Commodore G.J. Singh?
We do not expect our soldiers to be killed on the line of control.
No, Madam Maiza Hamid,
excuse of being called on a meeting.
Maiza Hamid, with all due respect, when from 12:30 in the night, when from 12:30 midnight of 31st of December, early wee hours of 1st of January, from 12:30 to 6 o'clock in the morning, the mortar shelling was happening from Pakistan side. That was when this boat was in the high seas and it was intercepted by the Indian Coast Guard. So let's not get into this. Let's not get into this rhetoric.
I want to get into this because
what I would request, madam, is for you to answer this question that my colleague Padmaja just asked you, madam. How is it that this boat left the port of Karachi? How is it that this boat laden with explosives and with armed youth left Karachi, Keti Bandar, was communicating with handlers on Karachi, on shore, and nobody in the Pakistani security establishment picked it up or warned the Indian borders that there are these elements which are making their way to India, you should intercept them. Why didn't this happen from the Pakistan government side or the Pakistan security establishment if your intention to counter terror was so keen, madam?
I think your narrative is already what you want to show to your people.
So please tell me what should be the alternative narrative, madam, because we are talking about we have based the narrative based on evidence, madam.
Are you not giving me a chance to talk?
Yes, go ahead, ma'am.
Express my point of view.
Go ahead, ma'am.
See, our narrative right now is that Pakistan is encountering severe terrorism from inside. We have constitutional amendments going on regarding terrorism. Our Prime Minister has made hard decisions despite the security risk he has for terrorism.
Have these decisions been selective, madam?
Very serious as far. Yes, they have been discussed. They are being.
No, have they been selective towards a certain kind of terrorism?
Listen, this is not about India. This is about Pakistan.
Ma'am, I'm asking you, has it been selective or has it been comprehensive, these decisions and these steps?
It is across the board. It is across the board. The Prime Minister has made these decisions.
Well, ma'am, that doesn't quite ring true. And Commodore G.J. Singh wants to come in on that point. Maiza Hamid, we have a counter view. All your arguments so far, Commodore G.J. Singh wants to counter that.
What I feel is that Pakistan...
Yeah, I just want to explain. Madam, I will just take 2 minutes. I will cut the long story short. I just want to tell that the people like Hafiz Saeed, Lakhvi, all these are in the good books of Pakistan Army and ISI. Why? Because they come from the same stock. And when it comes to Taliban, they're bad Taliban like the ones who attacked, massacred the children in Peshawar. They were Zuraris, they were Waziris, and they were Pashtuns. They do not come from, their culture is different. Therefore, they call them as terrorism. The terrorism within Pakistan is coming only from that region. It is not coming from Lakhvi or from Hafiz Saeed, because they are good boys of the Pakistan Army and Pakistan.
Right, Commodore Singh.
India should
for example, I just want to say that they changed the designation very quickly. Had those 6 terrorists who struck in those 6 terrorists who stuck in school, had they been, Pakistan Army would have been able to induct them across the LOC, they would have been designated as jihadis, freedom fighters, Kashmiris. They would have disowned them. So therefore, the Pakistan's counter to terrorism is very selective. These people are only calling terrorism which is emanating from the bad Talibans. Otherwise,
Maisa Hamid, may I ask you a question? Komodo Singh, just wait on. Maisa Hamid.
Pakistan Army and Pakistan leadership is continuously since 15 days discussing terrorism, trying to implement strategies to counter terrorism.
Right.
And I think this is how serious the government can be. If
Great.
India was so serious, they should
We
have
welcome that.
been
We welcome that, Maisa Hamid.
discussing the issues right now. I know you
Maisa
don't.
Hamid.
I'm sorry to say you don't.
Maisa Hamid, may I ask you? Maisa Hamid.
Show your support with words.
No, madam, may I ask you a question?
Firing from
Ma'am, in fact, we have shown you the support.
may I
At
ask
the
you-
time when the Peshawar
Maisa
attack
Hamid-
happened, our Prime Minister called up Nawaz Sharif and expressed support, expressed condolences. But the fact remains that experts on
Maisa
both
Hamid-
sides of the border have pointed out that your approach is extremely selective. You want to go ahead with your operations against the Taliban, yet you encourage. Don't they, Maruf Raza? Would you agree with that? That on the other hand, as far as their eastern frontiers are concerned, they continue to foster
Well, you know, Padmaja,
and develop the terrorists who are inimical to India's
somebody
interests.
else speak. If Miss Hamid will let somebody else speak, Madam, please let somebody else speak. I completely appreciate the intent of your Prime Minister. Madam, will you let me speak? Madam, ever since you've arrived on the program, you're shrieking away. Let somebody else speak. I'm saying that we appreciate the intent of your Prime Minister, but it is too much to expect from your Prime Minister to turn the clock around and to turn the boat in 7 days. As the Dawn newspaper itself said, that it has taken you 25 years to get to this point where you now want to turn things around in 7 days. So while the intention of the Prime Minister may be good and may be noble, we in India some of us at least understand that we cannot expect everything from Mr. Nawaz Sharif overnight. But for you to continue to keep saying that you are victims of terror is an argument which has now been exhausted. The world knows that at one end you are victims of terror, but the other end you are also sponsors of terror. And this boat coming from Pakistani Post and Karachi, which is perhaps the most dangerous city in the world, and I do recognize the fact that your governmental agencies are not totally in control of things in Karachi, but the modus operandi adopted by the boat gets us to believe that there was a military dimension to it. And this has been authenticated in several books. In page 61 to 65 of Stephen Tankel's book on the Lashkar-e-Toiba, he says very clearly that the ISI regularly used to sit in for briefing with LET. The ISI's training manuals, the LET's training manuals were written by the ISI because there's complete military jargon in it. So there are linkages, you can't deny that. And I want to quote Mr. Hussain Haqqani, who you may like or not, but he's from your party, at least in the past, who has said that Pakistan must be honest to change the narrative that continues to dominate certain elements of Pakistani society. So please don't be in a state of denial. We appreciate what you're doing, but you need to do it right across the board. It is not happening, ma'am.
Yes, Maisa Hamid.
Can I answer?
Yes, go ahead, please.
Pakistan has this terrorism policy across the board. There are no good terrorists, there are no bad terrorists. Unfortunately, the facts that have been stated before have no evidence. And just saying the fact that Pakistan and maligning Pakistani institutions with terrorists is just completely wrong without evidence.
No.
Pakistan's Supreme Court, Pakistan's government, Pakistan's military is right now, even right now as we speak, sitting together and discussing how to counter terrorism throughout and across the board.
We are not at all involved in any kind of terrorism as far as India is
when you say
concerned.
counter-terrorism
Right now,
throughout and across the board,
right now,
what do you mean by that, Maiza
right
Hamid?
now,
No, Maiza Hamid, I'm seeking a
across
clarification.
The board, as in whoever the terrorists are,
whoever terrorists are who are causing trouble on Pakistan soil for Pakistan. But
No,
I'm asking you, what will be your
across the
action
board.
towards those
I said the
who are
word
based in Pakistan but are causing terror causing problems on Indian soil? What is your attitude going to be towards them?
Sir, our action is going to be the same across the board. Even if it is India or Afghanistan, we can give you the same allegations that you were involved in attacks.
So, are
in
you trying to say that you will declare Lashkar-e-Toiba as a terrorist outfit and you would act against them?
Listen, just hear me out. See, what I'm trying to say is that we have this policy across the board, and what you said about 25 years ago, Pakistan is in a different scenario. Pakistan is in a different situation. Pakistan has had democracy after a long time, and
right.
in these
I agree. My question is, madam, when you say, do you think you will pass a stringent legislation and you will declare Lashkar-e-Toiba as a terrorist outfit as the UN and the US and India have? My question to you is, ma'am, would you declare Zakir Rahman Lakhvi a threat who should be put behind bars?
Okay, in fact, I think KC Singh also wants to come in. Ms. Hamid, just a second. Former Secretary MEA KC Singh also wants to make a point.
Hamid,
Yes, Mr.
Maybe
Singh.
have your ears, please. Miss Hamid, lend us your ears. Miss Hamid, please don't repeat yourself. You said across the board half a dozen times. I am simply saying here is a test case. We'll give you your intercepts. Catch hold of the people in Karachi who are talking to this boat. Let us know who are the owners of the boat. Let us know who are the 4 people. Who are their associates in Karachi. Catch hold of them. We are not asking you to go after Hafiz Saeed. That is, we know an objective you cannot achieve. Let's start with a smaller task. What across the board action are you going to take? If you cannot take concrete action for a specific intrusion into India, we want to test your will, test your desire. Do it. It's good for you also, and it's good for us and good for Indo-Pakistan relations.
Yes, Ms. Hamid.
Your idea of concrete action is firing on Pakistani soldiers. I don't believe that is concrete.
No.
Ma'am, why are you conflating the two issues?
Again,
firing on the soldiers.
Been to the LOC. Madam,
Maiza Hamid, they're talking about what happened today. Mr. KC Singh, Maiza Hamid, please don't deflect. At least say we won't do anything.
And it's a question.
It's a pointed question that was asked to you by Mr. Singh.
They're saying, here are terror intercepts. There were handlers in Karachi who were speaking to these 4 men. That has been established by the intercepts. When the evidence is handed over, what stops you from promising that those people who are on the other side, who were instructing these people on the terror boat, will be apprehended and not given bail by the Pakistani government? Commodore Jijay Singh and then Maruf Raza.
Exactly.
No one has been given bail in Pakistan.
I just want to ask a simple question to the madam here. That if she's talking about across the board, why can't they take action against UNO declared, American declared, worldwide declared terrorist Mr. Hafiz Saeed? Why can't they take the action against him? Why they are nurturing him, protecting him, maintaining him? If they are talking about
Commodore Singh,
terrorism across the board, I'm sorry.
No, Commodore Singh, that's a question we've been asking since 2008, and Pakistan continues to remain in denial or deflect that. My question, I'm going back to what Mr. Singh asked, what Mr. KC Singh asked as far as today's inputs. As far as today's resolution, today's intent of the Pakistan government, Group Captain Mali, won't it be fair that if these intercepts, I have put them out, 3 intercepts I have put them out, there are many more. Based on these intercepts, will the Pakistan government show its intent? Will the Pakistan Army, Navy, Air Force show their intent by helping India figure out who are these handlers? Who are these people who are sending out messages saying, सबको 5-5 लाख रुपए दे दिए गए हैं? Who are these people who are saying, उधर की हवा देख के काम करना? Who are these people who are receiving messages which says, हमें सारा सामान मिल गया है? Cannot the Pakistan establishment prove its intent by getting us these people or apprehending these people?
Well, you are asking the relevant questions, but the thing is that you and I cannot take these decisions. This is something for your Foreign Office to formally hand it over to our Foreign Office.
I'm asking you, Group Captain,
the government of Pakistan,
is it not a right opportunity for Pakistan government, including the forces and the government, to show their real intent by just apprehending the handlers and saying who are these people, name them and bring them to book, like Mr. KC Singh is asking? Is that fair or unfair, Group Captain Mali? Then we'll ask the same question to Maiza Hamid.
I'm telling you that you are asking the right question and it is very valid. But I'm only saying that the modus operandi should not be to discuss it just on the media, but to take a formal action between our two foreign offices. We are, after all, on talking terms, and we will definitely take action on whatever is what we call actionable intelligence. And we would like to support you. We would like to get to the bottom of this, because we don't want to show that the Pakistan government was in complicity. And I repeat again, for fear of being very repetitive, that these are in all probability non-state actors and the government of Pakistan has nothing to do with it. And we won't like, we would like to have, to take these people to task so that we can get to the bottom of this case.
Okay, Maiza Hamid, would you also at least leave with that reassurance that when these intercepts, when this kind of evidence is handed over to your government, you will ensure that these people are identified and thrown behind bars for good without bail?
I think India and Pakistan should resume talks, and these things should be put on the table. Instead of...
Ma'am, why don't you answer the question? It's a simple yes or no reassurance. Are you willing to give it or not? What do talks have to do with you acting on actionable intelligence? If the intelligence comes to you, will you act on it or not?
The objections, I'm sure the Pakistan government has their own objections and Indian government has their own objections. They should be put on the table and discussed further, and then if the action needs to be taken, it should be taken.
No,
Maruf Raza, is this the kind of attitude that one would only come to expect? A simple question which never gets any direct answers, maybe because it's not in the hand of the government to give such a promise? Is it too much to expect?
The 50% kicks in, Maruf.
I just want to make 3 or 4 quick points. The first is that it's been said that the Pakistan state hasn't been involved, and Ms. Hamid has been bringing out the fact that we started the firing on the LOC. Any of us who've been to the LOC know that things don't get escalated in the LOC suddenly out of the blue, that you start going in for heavy weapons and mortar firing. You start with a few shots, whichever aggravation, which side has aggravated things. And if you are a well-trained and a smart soldier, you get into your trench and you ensure that you don't get hit. So those guys who've been killed in it, the escalation of violence take place because both sides go into escalation. And escalation mode happens because the other side escalates and you escalate further. That's unfortunately the nature of the beast on the LOC. As far as the fact with Mr. KC Singh's very relevant point that we want to see Pakistan's intention, I am a bit pessimistic about it, but because remember in 2611 the attackers, we've still been asking Pakistan for voice samples of Lakhvi and others, and we've not got that cooperation from Pakistan. So I think it's going to be another 6 years or more if we get any kind of support for this particular attack, even if we ask for evidence whether we go in for talks or not. And the final thing which I want to bring home is the power and the clout that people like Hafiz Saeed command today in Pakistan. Please remember that Hafiz Saeed's rally was clashing with Imran Khan's rally most recently, which took place, which brought train loads of people who were his supporters to Lahore. And Imran Khan called off his rally for fear of not upsetting Hafiz Saeed. People say that they don't sponsor Hafiz Saeed, but Nawaz Sharif's brother from his own budget has given money to the Jamaat-ud-Dawa, of which Hafiz Saeed is also the head.
True.
So how can you then say that you are not sponsoring
these are facts which all of us know, Maruf, running out of time.
Funding them from the Punjab government budget. This is on record.
True. It's all on record. Everybody knows it. What we are asking is a simple question that was put forward at this point, that there is actionable intelligence, there are intercepts, there is evidence of what has happened on the 31st night. If Pakistan's commitment is true, they should promise action if this intelligence is shared. And let us tell our viewers as we wind up this debate and thank our guests that it's not all over. The ships are still in high seas. There are more details and you will hear it on Times Now as and when we get a confirmation. Good night. Thank you for joining us on debate number 1.